What's up, YouTube fam? I'm over here with my friend Zeke, and we're bringing you a lovely video interview
Hey fam.
on
Yes, we
Emperor.
are. It's going to be lit. That's what the cool kids say, I guess.
Yeah, man. So, man, first of all,
So,
dude, I love your accent, dude. I love your accent. It's like
thank you.
freaking phenomenal.
Most kids on Call of Duty call me Russian or something, and they just roast me. But yeah, thank you.
So, actually, Zeke and I go way back. We go back a couple years now on
Yeah,
a
it's been
different
several years.
on mutually using similar subliminals from other company, but today we're bringing this interview on a new one. It is called Emperor. What you got
And
about
man,
Emperor?
Emperor, where do I start? It's just one, it's just one step notch, or how do you say it? It's just the top notch thing. Like you think you got that thing, which is very good. Let's say Ascended Mogul, which was perfect for the time. But now Emperor is like way more into what I want, by the goal description, by how it's useful it is, by a lot of things. An emperor in a way is about becoming an emperor in every sense of the word, in the word, like getting money, getting bitches, blah, 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 that thing. Yeah, but it's way more than that. You become that person. It's not for the thing itself, but for the prize is to become that person. Which was also the goal of Ascended Mogul, but that was more relaxed. You had more chance to choose. Would you agree?
Interesting. So I actually haven't even used Emperor yet. I'm on a different subliminal and I'm trying to see the course completely, but Emperor is really close on my mind. As far as what Emperor says, like you said, it kind of very similar to Ascended Mogul, but my experience on Ascended Mogul, it was like in the background, it was light. Didn't really know that anything was happening until a few weeks later, and you look back and you're like, all this stuff happened. It was definitely due to the subliminal. So
Emperor, I mean, yeah, Ascended Mogul is exactly that. It is the combination of Ascension and Mogul, which is both fine-tuned together, and they work even better. And I also think it's the highest, like the latest technology, a little bit more advanced than Mogul and Ascension respectively. And yeah, it kind of works in the background. It's more letting you get what you want. But for me, it worked the best, absolutely the best when I was back behind the corner. Like when I really needed money, when I was behind bills, when I really felt like this really sucks, I need something. I was 100% desperate. I was like, my back was against the wall. I was really, really in need of that thing. It fully kicked in.
Man, that's kind of crazy that it happened to come about at just the right time that you needed it. Interesting.
Exactly.
Interesting how synchronicities like that work in the universe.
Yeah, not just that. I was really in that time. The bad stuff that happened to me, I was behind my studies because I had a problem with the internet here. New apartment. I live with like a bunch of old people. They don't have internet, and I need internet for my studies. So yeah, I was really like in a pinch for quite a time. But the problem is I wasn't really ready. I was like, nah, I'll do it later. It will fix itself. But when my back was really against the wall, it's like sink or swim. It really kicked in. Everything just fell into place. That's the story with Ascended Mogul anyway, and it works amazing.
So that was your story with Ascended Mogul. Sounds like it was quite an interesting ride, man. Like
it was a very good ride. Now I have my own apartment. I have like 2K in my account. That's the most money I've ever had, and more opportunities are like just popping in.
Yeah, and you're a student right now?
Yeah, I am a student. I work as not really work. I work on the side. It's called here in Sweden. It's like you work in hours. Let's say 2 hours a week, maybe 4, maybe 10, depending. So yeah, I work with that as a teacher in a special group. Like you help people with courses. I do that, and it's a really competitive place. And on the sides, I go into building, like to become a carpenter. So I study for that in order to become that. That is my main goal. And the teaching stuff is my side hustle, let's say.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So when you started using Ascended Mogul, all this stuff like kind of started building upon. I remember actually you mentioning it in the group that, hey, I got my own apartment. And we were like, what? Yeah, man, that's dope that you got your own apartment because for one, you're a student. For two, just a couple months ago, you had your back up against the wall and you had like all this crazy stuff.
It's parallel to the story of Charles from a previous video.
Yeah.
It's almost the same thing. thing is, all my life, I really like, I was the guy who's like just lazy. I hated everything. I was depressed. I just liked, okay, I'm going to the gym. I'm just doing everything. It's going to work out. I was just passive. That's the thing. And then when my brother left to another city, I was like all alone. I had no apartment. I was sleeping on couches. I had no money. Everyone in the same age group were like buying cars and stuff. And I really felt that something is missing. And I know I can be better than these people. Not like I'm better, but I have the potential to do something great. That's when I started using Sub Club to begin with. And Ascended Mogul, especially those early days, it took some time, but it really builds up. It just builds up. Suddenly sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. My day is filled now. I barely have enough time. You see this? I was planning to play, like, I don't know, Fallout 4. I just put it on. I played 5 minutes. I'm like, nah, I got to do the interview and then I got to sleep tomorrow. If this was me 4 months ago, I would be playing. I wouldn't care. I'd wake up. I'm late. Maybe I'd get sick. You know, all the like negative spiral things.
Yeah. So I know you and I have been planning this video for a while, but it's extremely difficult when you live on the other side of the world.
Yeah. It's
so right over there. It's like what, 10 o'clock at night? 10:30?
It's 10. I think let me see. 10:22.
10:22. Yeah. So I appreciate you meeting me this late at your time.
You too, man.
It's Labor Day over here in America, USA. Good old day where you don't work, but I'm actually at my office anyway because I work all the time. That's the thing about like the subs that I use, Ascended Mogul and like the other wealth building subs. Like I don't want to stop. That's why Emperor is very high on my radar. As soon as I'm finished with this course, the Subliminal that I'm running right now, hopping on Emperor, because the course of life that I want to live is a lifestyle of wealth. And I'm looking at here some of the description of Emperor is, it says, when used properly, Emperor will help you extreme that you are a highly valued person with the potential to become the greatest person that ever lived.
It is. We all have that, and we all have that potential. Anyone you've seen, like there was this one time, I was just in a happy mood. Everyone was respecting me. That was like one of the few times I was like, whoa, I can be like like social and cool. How is that? I thought I couldn't be. No, I have that potential. We all have it. It's not like really becoming stronger. It's just like revealing more of who you are. You are an emperor. You are a king, whatever you want to call it. You are a rich person. You just slowly remove everything you think is standing in your way. And Subliminals help with that a lot. The right ones, I might add.
Man, you just said something so powerful that we all have it within us. You just have to remove the blockages that are preventing us from reaching that potential. And a lot of that blockages is something that we grow up our entire life. It's just like, it's a way that we develop our character from childhood, and we are raised to believe certain ways. So we get up to like 20 years old, 25, 30 years old, being raised on wrong information, raised on bad information that we believe to be so true.
That's the thing. We always look around and see other people. Oh, we're doing as good as them. That should be enough. But that's the thing. There is just this part inside all of us. Like when your back is against the wall, you wish you were like, you had more money. You really wish you were stronger. You really wish you could have handled the situation better. There will be a time you will be tested, and you will know exactly how much you don't know, how much you lack, how much you need. And if you are a normal person, which I suppose you're not, especially if you're watching this video, if you are that person, you would be like, nah, I'll just pop a bottle, I'll just take a pill or whatever like people do these days. No, but we're on a path to improve ourselves. We just want more out of this life. We know we can be something great every time we look in the mirror. We see who we could be, and we all wish for that.
Yeah, that's man. That was not just some powerful words; those are inspirational. I felt that in my core.
Thank you.
You said that. So you've been running Emperor for how long now?
Ever since it was released, actually. I did miss a few days here and there, but yeah. The first thing I actually noticed was you just feel a lot better. Like when you first run these Subliminals, let's say you run Ascension, you will feel great. And then it kind of becomes mundane. Like, oh, I've always been like that. Same as, let's say you have how much, let's say you're making 10,000 a month or 5. One day you'll be making 30, and it's like, oh yeah, 30, it's okay. But every time, like the first month, every time you try something new, you just feel uphill, and it keeps going uphill, but it just becomes normal. Like right now, when I'm walking in line, I just see people moving out of my way, not because I'm trying to be mean. No, it's like, and I'm not even like that type. Oh, I want to dominate others with the like body language stuff. If I look them down, they will look down, and yeah, no, I'm just like trying to share. I see people always like now respecting me, and they see me more than, definitely much more than I think I was. Those are like more the subtle stuff. About the more, well, I can just, about the more obvious stuff, I'm making a lot more money now. I'm waking up earlier. I'm handling my business. Hell, even the dishes, I'm having fun washing them. That was annoying. Sometimes I didn't even want to eat because it would be like a drag. Now I'm like, no, I'll just do this. I'm listening to an audiobook. That's it.
Dang, it sounds like a lot happened in just a little bit of time. So
It did.
what would you say that stuck out to me is what I would call the normalization of change. When change occurs, and at first it is new, it's something novel, we're experiencing it for the first time, and
exactly.
when that happens, it's like, oh cool, something new is happening, this is new in my life, and you go
that
about
was that. Yeah, but now it's like more, it just, the first jump, it's kind of high, but then it's just slow. Not slow, but it's like you're more in tune with it. It's happening as you are ready to accept it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, change kind of happens when you really need it. It's like when the opportunity meets the preparation. Most of the times, without subliminals, like the things I'm feeling right now, who I am right now. It's not like I couldn't become it without subliminals, but it just made the ride so much easier and faster.
Okay. So it's like the reconciliation aspect of the subliminals. I remember
that's important. Yeah.
I remember discussing this a while back. Like, we were just talking about how the changes, the way that you experience a subliminal, and the change is new for a bit, but then after time it becomes monotonous. It becomes just a regular part of life. But the thing with the emperor, you said it's different. Like something new is always happening.
Right? It is. Right now, let's take a practical example. I teach courses, and I get paid about $15 an hour, and it's usually 2 hours a course, like 4 times a month and like 8 times 2 months, and then I get paid. My maximum, I used to have like 2 courses, like actively at the time. Now it's like 5, and it all happened within 2 weeks. And there's something even more mind-boggling. My boss, or the person who works there, she's very fickle. She helps people. She kind of runs the thing, but it's like a mess there. Not many people are good at it. Some people come and go. But for me, I didn't really care if I was good or bad. I was just doing my best. I was really detached from it. And the more I see it, everyone just tells me, wow, she really likes you. Not like in that way, but like respects you as a person. Mm-hmm. You're not there to steal. You're not lying. You're just doing your best. And I didn't even notice that. Like right now, I have more opportunities than probably everyone there who works there. There are 200 people. And let's put this into perspective. People are willing to work as a food delivery, and they get paid about 400 crowns. How much is that? They're willing to get paid $30 a day. Like driving 12 hours, they get only 30.
But that's you make that in 2 hours. You make that in 2 hours, essentially.
Yeah, I make that even more in 2 hours, because if you work 2, they give you a third extra. That's the perspective. People are killing themselves to get that job on that company who's like really bad. Well, this is disqualifying everyone who's like went to a college and that stuff. Like normal work that doesn't require much at the moment, let's say. So in comparison, this is like within a month, I'm doing 3 times better than these people.
I know it's not all due to the subliminal. I know that it requires a certain mindset before you even hop on the subliminal train. Me personally, I know that I had to have a mind that was willing to be open to change,
But
be open.
yeah, I think is if, like you would be open to change as long as you really paid for it. When you paid for it, when you're at that point and you're like, whoa, let's try listening to this audio that may or may not work on this website, which is not backed by like the media. Let's say about like Tony Robbins. He's very famous, but this stuff is like nobody ever talks about it. It's kind of underground. So at that point, you kind of are ready in a way. I wouldn't say desperate, but you're just like really desperate and not at the same time. You just want it that bad. You would even consider trying something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the thing with Tony Robbins, man, and like I'm just using him as an example because you mentioned his name, but there's a bunch of other speakers out there, and all it is, in my opinion, and this is a personal opinion, it's inspiration that it'll get you fired up for like 2 days, 3
It
days,
is
maybe even a
exactly.
week, and
Yeah.
then that fire dies down, and then you need to listen to the audio again, and you gotta get fired up again, and then you listen to it, you let it sink in. It's
It's
weird.
mostly, it's in a way, it's like they're not robbing of your money, but it's mostly hype. Like you go there, you get what you wanted, but it says, let's say you go to a Tony Robbins seminar, and I'm not bashing about the guy or anything. It says lifelong change, but there's always a catch. They don't tell you what you have to really do. They tell you the good parts. They don't tell you that, oh, in order to do that, you have to stop complaining, work hard, love your family, meditate maybe, think about the positive stuff. They're not going to say it in the sales page. All they're going to say is best life, that stuff, you know? Like they only shine the good parts, which is not their fault. They're not lying, but that's just how marketing works.
Yep.
But with subliminals, it's just, especially with Sub Club, you're just like floating in it. It just kind of takes you in the right way. This is what I always say on my journals, especially on Ascended Mogul. And Mogul before that. Like I feel like there's an invisible hand guiding me through the right path. Like I am planning, I am thinking, and I'm going to do this. At the same time, there's this hand moving me towards the right path. Like as long as I'm doing my best, a little bit more, I know I'm going somewhere. I'm not one day going to end up like, oh, all this was for nothing. And when I feel like something is going like in the bad direction, I somehow find myself on the right path again. This is especially true with Ascended Mogul, and I assume with Emperor too, from what I've seen.
Yeah, so I know that for the most part, it has a lot to do with what's up here and like the mindset training. But I do know what it sounds like you're saying is there's a lot of manifestation as well, where there's powers that you can't really comprehend or see or even feel, but like something out there is like guiding you to the right path. And if you veer off course just a little bit, you feel a nudge back onto the right course, which is manifestation.
It is. Exactly.
And I personally believe that everybody has like a wide path of possibilities of where they're going to end up in the future. But out of all the possibilities where you can't really see it, let's say, for instance, all the possibilities in life that can possibly exist is like here. Each person's individual path is about like this. And throughout the course of their life, they veer on that path.
Yeah. And it is discussed, actually, it is backed by science. There's this video, I don't want to derive from the subject, but I'm just going to quickly mention this. There is a subject called Imagining the 10th Dimension. It says the dimension we're living in is time. It's in a straight line. But like at this point, the line could diverse. Like let's say when you, like the work you're working now, you could have ended up working something else. The only thing you're observing is what you are now, because it seems like a straight line, but it diverges. So let's say you're an astronaut in another world. I truly believe that. Karthik is an astronaut. Something happened. It's not impossible, so it happened in another world. And it sounds like magic, but it's just possibility and probability.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's what I believe about manifestations as well. Manifestation kind of just like pulls from a different reality where the result is already achieved, and it kind of like shifts you onto that course of that line that you're mentioning. It just like kind of shifts you onto wherever you're trying to go. And that's what retraining the mind, especially through the subconscious mind, which is extremely powerful. Like 90% of the subconscious is locked. Like people don't have access to it. And this is one way, subliminals is one way that we can actually access this untapped potential. and it's an
Exactly.
infinite sea of potential. I say infinite, but it's like that for what we can comprehend, it is infinite. And
It's
based on
unbound.
this,
Could be
exactly, it's
finite, but it's unbound. Like the
exactly.
subconscious is the difference between Mike Tyson and all the other boxers. I'm sure they all probably train as hard. Maybe he trains harder. I'm not sure. But there is a reason this guy, let's say him or anyone else, is like just a little bit better than everyone else. Why? Let's say all the other heavyweight boxers, they should be as good. But why is this guy like one of the few that is remembered? Because that guy believed in himself a little bit more. His mind worked differently. So it's not like just, oh, he can punch that hard, that guy can punch that hard, he's this fast, his technique. No, there is something else. The willpower. Like what you say, what you do when you get punched, how do you get up, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because in essence, we all get punched in the face by life every day. You walk around, people are smiling at each other, no one is showing it up, but you can see it in their eyes. Everyone is suffering, but this is the baseline. Everyone is suffering. So in a way, we try to avoid the suffering, but we don't have to. We can just endure it and do a little bit better, because everyone is having the same bad day. You're not the only one, so you're not alone. So if all of the people are giving up, mostly because 80% of the people are like kind of miserable in a way, they're sad. If they're like that, why can't we do a little bit more than that? That's what I always tell myself when I have a bad day.
Right. And like what you said, it actually sounds a lot like Buddhist philosophy. Like everybody's suffering.
It is. I
Without
think,
getting without getting too much into that, I think that what you say is very valid, because everybody has their own journey, man. Everybody has
absolutely.
their own pain at their own bottom. But the thing is,
Absolutely.
only the strong people, only the strong-willed, or only the emperors, so to speak, can take that extreme pain and completely transmute it into positivity and a positive direction. It's not easy. We've been there. We've
It's
been
not.
there.
If it was, everyone would be an emperor. Everyone would be Napoleon.
Mm-hmm.
But there's only one Napoleon. There is only one, I don't know, Bismarck, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just randomly, the name popped up. There is only one Julius Caesar. What's the difference with this person and the other people? They just believed more. They wanted more. They were unbound by the no's and rejections and the pain and all the shit thrown at them. Because everyone goes through the same thing. But when you see someone doing it, you know in your heart, I can do it too. Or you'll just hate them and make an excuse why they're better than you.
Oh yeah, I've been there. Been there, done that. I was
there,
there.
done that.
Yeah. So like when you say unbound, it is all these possibilities unbound. You know, the thing I like about Sub Club is it actually trains the mind and the body to use the infinite power of the subconscious mind.
It is way better. Let's just say it's way better than everything else we have been through. And you know what I mean? It's just better. Like when you're having a bad time, you just reconciliate with yourself. Not sure if I pronounced that right. You just, when you're having a bad day, you're not like feeling bad, hurting yourself. Oh, why in this? No, you find a solution. It's like you're working with yourself. Okay, this is not working. How do we fix this? How do we do this better? And it's like, exactly. Your entire being is just devoted for that goal, which of course you set for yourself. Because with Sub Club, it's not like a predestined goal. It's not like you will become an emperor per se by conquering Apple and taking over Steve Jobs or taking the shares. No, if that's your goal, it will help you immensely towards that goal. Or if your goal to be a great doctor, you will be your own great doctor, an emperor doctor, let's say.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You get to choose.
That's the beautiful thing too. It's like this the way the Subliminal Club Subliminals work is it like kind of takes what your subconscious or takes what your conscious goal is and kind of works around it. I know some of the other subliminal companies, they kind of have this predetermined goal, and they try to shape you and try to fit you into this archetypal of what they think that this alpha male or whatever is supposed to look like.
And it only works for those people who are triangles trying to fit in a triangle hole. If you're a square, scanning is going to get painful a bit.
Yeah, and that's where we see a lot of resistance or whatever. Resisting the script, because the person is a circle trying to fit into a square hole, like you said. That's just not going to work. And there's going to be a lot of resistance until
and we are different. Like I'm not that good at supplements, but I have tried them a lot and I had a lot of experience. But what it seems that most of them, they try to do that. You're a circle, they try to fit you in a square box. And not just that. Like, people are so different, you can't take it into consideration. You can't account to every viability. Like, you make it as broad as possible, let's say. That's why not everyone is name empty, if you know what that is. They make the subliminal so broad so it can fit for everyone. But it's like, all these people are going to turn into a square. Try to reach all the people from different mindsets, different religion, psychology, all that. But with Sub Club, it doesn't matter. It just takes you where you want. It's not it doesn't make you become something you don't want to be. Whatever your focus is, you become that. And the best example is Ascended Mogul. When I was having fun, chilling, like everything was okay, it was okay. But when my back was against the wall and I really needed money, I needed more chances, it just came, because that was my focus. When I was good, it didn't force me to be, oh, you need more money. When I truly needed it and I put everything I had into it, I was really behind, like my back was really up against the wall. I was like, no, it's going to happen, and it happened.
That is cool, man. Well, I feel like we've covered quite a bit on subliminals, on the subconscious, on energy, on probabilities and stuff like that, man. I really appreciate having you at this hour. I know it's a crazy hour for you. Is there any last word that you would like to add to this video before we close out?
One last word. If any of you have any doubt about subliminals or like tried a bunch of them, just try Sexual Mastery from Sub Club. Just try it for 6 hours. You will know the difference. You just will know. If that works, it means all the others work. Mogul, Ascended Mogul, those might take time. But if you want the proof, like, is this working? Am I wasting my time? Am I paying for nothing? First of all, there is a 30-day refund. So I really recommend just try with Sexual Mastery if you feel like, oh, I just want to see if this works, if I'm entirely new to this. Just try that. You will know the difference within 3 hours.
Man, that's a big promise, but it's very accurate, because you'll be able to feel it. You will be able to feel it.
You will be able to feel it, yeah. You have tried it, right?
Yeah, I've tried it.
Oh yeah, so you know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about.
So, all right, Zeke, I appreciate you getting on this video, man.
You too.
Appreciate your time. Adios, YouTube. Thanks for watching.
Have a great night, everyone, or day. It's dark here, so yeah.